Alright, so I begin my series for MechCommander Gold. So welcome all, I'm DFuxa, and I don't know if this is basically freeware now for this game here. It was made freeware by the rights holder, Microsoft, and well, what more to say about this game? MechCommander is basically the third iteration of video games within the Battletech universe. And for those who aren't familiar with Battletech, it's basically a franchise where giant mech warriors basically prance around in these giant robots that blow up each other and stuff like that. I'll note this is basically a game that came out around the same time as StarCraft, and basically it was actually in a run to be one of the best RTSs of the 2000s, but because it came out with StarCraft, well, StarCraft being StarCraft beat it out completely, but whatever. It's still a very noble game, and it's actually one I really wish would be seen revisit perhaps in the future. We are gonna get new Mech Warrior games, but MechCommander is actually something that's more akin to me, so to speak. But whatever. I'll note that I'll be playing this on regular difficulty because I'm not really veteran of this game or anything like that. I don't know a whole lot about the Battletech universe. I know the basics of it, but I don't know the ins and deeps and stuff like that. So this regular difficulty would be fine, I think, for my playing pleasure. And well, we're gonna do the original campaign, so let's jump into it. I'll basically shut up for the operational briefing and we'll just go from there.
Command interface initiate. Incoming transmission.
Davian guards. Our 1st battalion is on planet. We caught the smoke jaguar off guard, but just barely. They were able to activate the planet's orbital guns and caught the dropship York before she landed. We have lost all contact, so assume X-Ray Company is out of the picture. Yankee and Zulu companies, you'll pick up the slack as well as any survivors and equipment that can be used. While those guns keep us pinned down, support will be limited, so salvage is a priority. Davians, make no mistake. Despite the loss of X-Ray Company, our battle plan is intact. We will take this planet back. I'm downloading your mission briefings. Move to destroy the designated clan targets and we'll gain a beachhead before they can react. The battalion will make special equipment available as required.
Alright, so, end transmission. So, to give you the basic gist of this game, we're basically doing a counterattack to basically, retake a planet that was basically ours in, the Innisphere universe. And, well, we're going to find the Smoke Jaguar clan. They're basically the bad guys who took the planet in the first place. I won't go into too much of the details between the Innisphere and the clans, but essentially those are the two factions in this game. Basically, the Innisphere the guys defending their homes and stuff, and the clans are basically attacking. And in this case, we're basically trying to take back planets that the clan basically taken from us. This being Port Arthur. I'll note that basically if I go to the mission briefing here. So classified, Federation Com Beachhead Operation 1, Mission 1 basically, so to speak. So, liberate work camps. I've destroyed camp and Alpha HQ and Natural Gas Tower this point right here. At this point right here, I have to basically blow up a garrison building as well as the garrison base that's basically joining it. And then over here at this part, we have to build destroy another camp beta, but it's also got a guard, so I gotta be careful of that. We don't have any fire support. We don't have any sensor drones or camera drones or anything like that, so basically I have to use my mechs basically to do all the work in this one, but that's fine. It's not that hard of a mission, the first one here. It's a very baby one. And here's the written description of it that goes along with this here. So, the Smoke Jaguars have been putting dissident members of the population into work and re-education camps. Zulu Company has been tasked with the liberation of 2 such camps, designated Alpha and Beta. At Alpha, destroy the Camp HQ building and a natural gas tower, but do so carefully, as the gas tower is highly volatile and will explode. At Beta, eliminate any guarding combat units and destroy the Camp HQ building. Additionally, the local bondsman forces must be dealt with. Destroying the 3 garrison buildings of their base camp will help ensure our control of the area. Battalion transport is only able to carry 3 mechs to the engagement area, so analyze the tactical map and plan accordingly. Use the terrain available to get a better view of the enemy and potential targets. Tactical warning. Automated turret defense reported in the area, and a clan or army mech reported in the area. And dispatch. So, yeah, I note that we actually get an overview map the area, but once we actually jump into the actual game itself, we don't actually have all this information, so we're very much blind until we scout around for our mechs. Now look at the mech space you have right down here. We have like, you know, Beast and his like, you know, mech right here, the Commando, like, you know, the armored variant of a Commando. We have Hunter, who's basically in a weapons variant of a Commando. That's what this W here means, versus like, you know, this A right here. And we have Lynx in the weapons variant of the Firestarter. That basically takes us up to 80 tons, which is like, you know, a little bit under like our drop limit rate weight. And well, I could go into like, you know, purchasing like, you know, the mech bay and stuff like that, but let's just sort of leave it to the end of the mission, I guess, for now. And we'll just like get into like the actual like combat, so to speak. So here we go.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors prepare for combat.
Alright, so I'm now basically on like the battlefield view here. And you can basically see like, you know, my mech's basic position in front of me. So we got basic Beast here, we got Hunter, and we got Lynx. And these guys have no voices for some reason. Alright, well they do have voices. They should actually be saying a lot more than what they currently are right now, so I'm kind of like, you know, worrying about that a little bit, so let's just go quickly out here.
Incoming transmission.
And I don't know if you go to, maybe let's just go back here, you can basically resume if you want to, like return the game right here. But, let's go to preferences here. And alright, it's not in here. Basically, I'll note they have like the like, adjust the preferences and stuff like that to like, you know, so there's basically like a text document for like the preferences they have to like, you know, adjust I guess for like the voice volume and stuff like that. But you know, I guess for like this first mission we're not gonna have any voices for like, you know, our like pods. So sorry about that, but whatever. Let's return to the game. Let's do the first mission. Let's go from there. So let's begin the mission again.
Mech warriors prepare for combat.
Yeah, these guys basically have like their voices. They voices like you command them and stuff like that. So if you basically click on them, they'll basically be like, "Hey, I'm here. I'm Beast," or like, "Hey, I just blew up stuff. I'm Lynx." Alright, so on the bottom, if you jump on the hills like this, you actually get like a nice little like, you know, bird's eye view of what's around you, because, you know, hills basically give you like the advantage for like, you know, sight over the terrain. We have like a sports car over here.
New contact.
Now on the bottom, if like if you want to, like, you see like, the data for stuff like, so, you know, here's like a sports car. It's basically got like this armor. It's got no payload. We're gonna say like, you know, my mechs here, which basically have like, you know, this armor, for example. Here's like its payload. Lots of stuff on this thing.
Got it, sir. This is Lynx.
We're just gonna blow it up and just move on.
New contact.
Now, on the bottom, I'm basically playing this in like, you know, 680 by 480p because I basically want for you guys to see like the mission briefing as like best as possible, like the video there. And I looked at like, you know, basically if I play this in like higher resolutions, it does actually like improve some aspects of this game, which actually will actually do in like the future. By the way, I'll like, you know, I actually play this in better resolutions this game, and I will in like, you know, following missions. But you know, for now we're just gonna play like this lower one, so you know, you basically like, get to see the operational briefing, basically the movie as best as you can. Anyhow, we're just gonna walk over here. I'll note there's basically some salvage basically never got in like the Explore video that I basically did like, you know, in January. There's basically laser turrets basically guarding this like container stack, but you know, I can use medium range basically attack this and like, you know, avoid being hit. So let's do that.
Here, firing at range.
Basically, I'll note that Lynx has got like a medium range weapon. I can hit this at like, you know, ranges, so we'll just have him like try and kill it.
This is the Beast firing.
Blow up this one now. There's a close up of my mechs, by the way. You can see like their footprints in like the ground as like they move around, because you know, big giant robots leave footprints. I won't do that often, by the way, but you know, that's something I basically do if you want to, like zoom in and zoom out to like, you know, see your guys better. I don't think you get down in like laser turrets, unfortunately, so whatever. We'll just blow it up and move on.
Enemy components captured.
Now, I'm not that big part of this game is basically salvaging stuff, so you'll obviously salvage like resources that you basically find. In this case, we'll basically salvage like, you know, the long range missile racks that are basically inside this container stack, or like, you know, something that is salvaged. And those will be something I basically use like the following like, you know, missions as we go along this game. So it's a big, you know, part of this game, basically salvaging wherever you can find. Also, note by the way, there's also a lot of, you know, commands and stuff into this game. So for example, we have these guys like do like waypoints here, where we basically run to these waypoints like this, or we want to make it like, you know, walk to these ones, then run to these ones. And I looked at waypoint can be like, you know, so, like some of the important things you basically do, like, you know, you can like guard stuff, you can basically like escort stuff. There's like full speed where basically they run like they are right now.
I have a new contact on my screen.
Lots of like, you know, different things basically do with your guys here.
Beast here. Uh-oh. New contact.
I'm not that not everything you basically do is listed, because some things are like, you know,
Links here. I have a new
you know,
sensor train.
not listed you can basically do if you want to, but you know, you can actually do if you want to. Like for example, say this like this card down here about the fight. If I want to make this guy like not use like their missiles, for example, I can like, you know, tell them to use like, you know, just their lasers.
Got it, sir.
And that's all they basically use to fight this thing.
Destroyed. Eat this.
All I have to do is basically press A and I'll basically use like only like you know, their weaponry doesn't require like, you know, any like ammunition basically fire. So there's stuff like that you can do, so I can do this again.
Got it, sir. Links here.
Well, it's not too effective when they blow up immediately with their laser weapons, but you know, you get the idea.
Got it, sir. This is Hunter.
Yeah, they're like there you go, just using it just the lasers to fight this thing.
Got one.
Good for you, you got him. Okay, I want to kill this real quick, so get over here and kill it.
Got it, sir. This is Link. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Now, another part where is like explosives in this game. In this case, we just blew up this fuel truck, and we blew up next to this laser turret, so we basically blew up the laser turret with the fuel truck. And sometimes you basically take advantage of like, you know, explosiveness games to like do that sort of thing. I think Hunter took a couple hits there, but oh well.
Target vaporized. I'll do what I can.
Oh, you can see you guys are using missiles now, basically like, you know,
Mission objective complete.
Yeah. Target destroyed.
if I don't tell them not to use their missiles, they'll actually use them, so that happened. Let's just get over here. We're gonna start running my mechs around a little bit at this point because, like, you know, there's no reason not to, so we'll just basically run over here. I'll note that basically did like the you know, quick explorer event in January. I just sort of like bum rushing, especially to get, you know, out of the way as fast as possible, so to speak, to show you off what it's all about.
I've got a new contact.
But this time around, we're basically trying to do our best to, like, you know, sort of like do this properly, this mission. So I'll basically try and get all the loot I can and stuff like that. Up here we got a couple J Eggers. These are like, you know, laser tanks with like pulse lasers and stuff. We'll just take these guys on.
Got it, sir. I'm taking fire. This is Link.
Ooh!
Enemy fire. One less enemy crawler. Got it, sir.
You took some hits there.
This is Link. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Now, I don't know if you can look close, you can see like there's like pods on the ground running away from me. Basically, when like you kill stuff, you'll see like pods running away from like the land cross and stuff like that, and like, you know, you can either, if you want to, basically kill them with like, you know, with weapons, or you can basically like go stop with like your foots if you want. There's no reason to basically kill them, but you know, they're there if you like, you know. There's lots of like, you know, nitpicks like that. It makes this game really lovely, so to speak.
Got it, sir.
Enemy components captured.
Here's a resource bunker. It basically contains a couple of lasers in it. Nothing really special, but you know, pretty stylish, because why not? Let's get my guys go to the next objective and just blow it up, and let's go to the next one and be done with this mission, so we'll do that. Now, note that these early missions are fairly quick, so I'm not really going to have too much trouble basically doing them. So I'll basically take my time basically trying to explain, like, you know, stuff like this, like, early on, like, you know, so I don't really have to explain it later on when, like, you know, I don't really have time to. I'll note that there's also a lot of time elements in some of these missions, so sometimes you have to be really, really quick with what you're doing. And, like, you know,
Uh-oh. New contact.
it makes things difficult, so to speak, sometimes. We have to, like, you know, think very quickly and not really talk.
I have a new contact on my screen.
Get over here, we got ourselves an armor car was blew up again, so kill this guy.
Got it, sir. I'm getting shot at. Got one.
Good, you got him. Up here will be a laser turret as well, so let's get my, like, you know, Firestar mech to basically fire his, you know, PPC to kill it. And I'll note that these guys basically have, like, you know, early on they have, like, you know, PPC basically on these guys, so makes it very easy to deal with this guy right here. The PPC. It's a very nice weapon early on, by the way. Alright, so we basically got to the point where we're going to fight our first mech. Basically, just like, you know, the MechCommander mech that we can basically fight in this game. And it's basically a very early one. It's very easy to fight, so I shouldn't have too much trouble with it.
Got it, sir.
We're gonna have, like, you know, Beast basically march in here first to sort of draw its fire and, like, you know, go from there.
Okay, sir, you got it. I'm getting shot at. Wait here, taking enemy fire. Who wants some of this?
Now, I'll note that these, like, you know, early mechs, they aren't like too much, you know, trouble waste to fight.
Man, I can't do this.
I'm really spraying around the damage here, which is nice.
This is going right where it hurts. I'm under attack.
Now, as the guys take more and more damage, you'll basically see stuff get blown off them, and, like, you know, stuff like that will happen, they'll fall over, like, stuff like that. Not having yet, but, you know, he'll take some damage here, this guy.
Say adios. I'm under attack. Got it, sir.
Apparently this guy hasn't lost anything, which is very interesting, so we're going to try to, you know, salvage this mech by, like, blowing off his last leg and then take him out that way. It's usually not a good idea to try and salvage, like, you know, mechs early on, but, you know, we'll try and be, you know, picky if I can get him.
I'm under attack.
Now, note that when you try, like, I'm actually trying to try like his like lag right here, and it's very difficult to basically do early on because, like, you know, you guys don't have very good gunnery skill for that type of thing. But, you know, I'll try and do it anyways.
Wait here, there's a hole in my armor.
Especially when this guy has all his weapons as well. But whatever.
I'm under attack.
Basically, what's happening is they're only aiming at that leg, and they're not aiming at anything else on his body, so their hit chance is very low at this point.
Eat this.
It'd be even worse if I try and aim at his head there as well, but whatever. Well, it doesn't really matter, I guess. We blew up his, like, you know, mech completely there, but whatever.
I'll do what I can.
Blow it up, and go, like, you know, to the next area, I guess.
Got it, sir. I'll do what I can. This is the beast. Uh-oh. New contact.
Mission objective complete.
Now, I should probably note by the way at this point, you can see that Lynx took a lot of a beating here, and you can like see a little bit about like the damage base he took. So, as you take more and more damage, you basically have like parts get blown off your mech. So in this case, he lost like an SRM rack here, and he also like you know took a lot of damage to his legs here. If you basically like lose your legs, basically you get crippled like these mechs, and then you can't like move around very well. And if you lose both, basically it just blows off the mech completely. So you want to watch out for that. But whatever. We're just gonna get over here.
I'll do what I can. Wait here. One less enemy crawler. Who wants some of this?
Let me squish the guy, because, you know, I'm a big giant Mexican step on people. I'm not by as well. There's a fuel tank over here. I can blow it up and want to basically blow up everything around here.
Firing at range.
So let's do that with this guy.
This is Link.
Just show it off.
Destroyed. Beast here. Uh-oh. New
Well, be very wary of explosives, you know, because they do have big blast radius in this game and do a lot of damage. Alright, let's move our way up to like the other mech, which is basically gonna be up over here. And obviously complete his first mission.
Heads up, I've got a new contact. I have a new contact on my screen. Got it, sir.
Take him out.
This is Hunter. I'm taking fire. Another one bites the dust. Firing at range.
Missed that one, but oh well. Now, up on this hill over here, we'll basically find like the other mech.
Uh-oh, new contact.
So let's just go over here to it, I guess.
Stopping is ordered.
So here's the clan other weapon variant. There's his front to mirror armor, and then like this weaponry. Now, I'll note that this guy basically has a lot of seasonal stuff. Basically, I'll note that there's basically two factions in this game. Basically, there's like, of course, the clan, and of course, like the inner spear. And basically, each of these guys have various sort of weapons. So this guy basically has like, you know, clan variant weapons of his stuff, which are a lot more powerful than mine. And his is also a lot more powerful as well. But you know, just want to show it off there a little bit. And let's see if we can take this guy on. So, we're gonna have basically beasts like charge in here first, I guess. Though, before we do anything else, this is a hit 8, and I'm gonna have these guys try and hit this guy's cockpit.
I'll do what I can.
Although I very much want to try and salvage this guy if I can, so we're just gonna have these guys, you know, try and target the head as much as possible, but you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll also target everything else. And let's just charge.
Got it, sir.
Here we go.
Shot at. This is Blade taking enemy fire.
Doing a lot of damage to this guy already.
Wait here, sir. My leg is jumped.
We knocked him over first. We took over some legs there. Now, I'll note by the way that this guy took like a hit to his leg here, so he can't move very well.
Enemy mech destroyed.
And he's basically crippled this guy now. Yes! We got lucky and we managed to get the, you know, the weapon variant of the Uller right here. So, basically, like, what happens is that this guy, like, you know, let's look at it here a little more specifically, I guess. I'll note by the way, if you hit this guy, like, you know, right, basically, like, you know, take out his, like, you know, mech before, like, you know, he basically, like, you can basically take out these guys' mechs without them blowing up, like the commander like did back there, and you can basically like salvage them. So like, you know, we basically have like all those guys like, you know, stuff here is salvageable for myself. We basically got the entire mech basically intact for most parts. So he basically lost his like, you know, sensor basic, but we basically got everything else from him. And yeah, I'll note that over here with like, you know, links here. This guy actually lost like one of his legs, so if he moves around, you can see like he's like crippled. He can't move very fast. I mean, he's able to move, but he's not very, you know, able to move very well. Not that that's a big issue; it can be repaired easily enough for the enemy mission here. But you know, you want to be very careful with like crippled mechs because you know, once they're crippled, they can't really like, you know, move very well. We're just gonna have these guys basically finish off the rest of the stuff here. So, Beast, kill this.
Got it, sir. Man,
You kill this.
Yes, sir.
These are just like, you know, vehicles with no crew or anything in them. So. Just letting us just fight as they go along here. Come on, guys, they're stationary. They're not that hard to hit.
Another one bites the dust. I'll do what I can. Got one. I'm on it, sir. I am the hunter.
You are a hunter, but you're very inaccurate, apparently. And yeah, I'll note that early on in the game, these guys don't really have a whole lot of, like, you know, experience, so their gunnery skills and like stuff like that aren't that great. And yeah, all these guys have like stats, by the way.
Got one. Got it, sir.
Just to throw it out there, all like your pilots basically have stats, and these will basically improve as you go along.
I've lost some weapons. Ammo bin's empty, sir.
By the way, this guy said he lost some weapons there.
Destroyed.
Basically, just ran out of ammo for his like, you know, SRM ammo. That's what all that happened there. But note that it went down to yellow. This guy isn't actually hurt, but basically his comic effectiveness is like what is displayed here by this like, you know, bar here. So
you got it. Got it.
That's why he basically has like a yellow bar right now. He's basically like, you know, got no weapons, so he's not as combat effective. But yeah, let's take this out when we're done with this.
Mission objective complete. Mission successful.
Alright, so this is basically the end of the mission screen here.
Commendation for low drop weight.
I basically get like a nice little like, you know, recap of basically like, you know, what we basically destroyed, the mechs we basically destroyed, if we killed any pilots, which we didn't this time around. So I guess this guy basically ejected before his, you know, his mech blew up. That's what he did right there. You basically see like the total plane units destroyed if we had any destroyed, mechs destroyed and stuff like that if necessary, but whatever. Here's a breakdown of like these guys' stats as they improve. So you can see like this guy got, you know, all these guys got some stats basically in everything except for jumping, and basically got like, you know, their kills there. Over here's our salvage. So basically see we got like, you know, the long-range missile racks over here as well as the lasers, and of course we also got this clan, you know, clan weapon variant of Uller mech right over here, which is very nice to see. Alright, before I basically like close out, I'll note that basically if I want to, I can go down to like the mech bay here, and basically there's like the Uller weapon spec we basically salvaged from like the last mission, so we basically keep this mech that we actually blew up over here. I can put him up here. I can basically put someone else in him if I want to. So
This is the beast.
here's like beast jumping into the other mech now, for example, and I can repair it, refill it, and stuff like that. So, you know, it's very nice. A lot of stuff basically to do in this game. We're just gonna quick go in here. Let's basically refit all. So we can't replace like the clan sensor basically because you know we blew that up. But whatever, we're gonna do everything else. So let's do that. We'll repair it. Nope, already takes a lot of like resource points basically to repair stuff. So it took me like 3,203 basically to repair this basically up this mech here, but whatever. Over here we basically repair this guy. Honestly, these mechs are not as like expensive this one because this is a very nice mech over here, but these ones are just like they're okay. So there goes a little bit of resource basically repairing all this other stuff, but that's fine. Let's see here. So I basically put like Beast basically in his older weapon variant mech over here, and I'll probably basically take him out for a spin I think in the next episode so you can see what he's all about with his like little mech. And let's just see here. I don't think at this point there's anything worth purchasing. Like unless you can basically purchase stuff as you go along here. So you basically like purchase like different weapons as you go along here. These are like some of the light weapons down here, but eventually like the star ones down here. So there's like an all cannon. There's like a extended range laser. There's the Gauss rifle. And you can see like this all has like different values as you go along. So some of these are really expensive to get along, but whatever. Here's our sensors. So you don't have very good sensors at the moment, but that's fine. But yeah, Mia's Guard sells this nice little like older mech. I'll basically make use of it in like the next mission, I think. But that'll be for next time. For now, we're just gonna quickly save it here, and we'll just call this like LP1. And I will see you guys in the next one. But for now, take care.